What's up, everybody? Frank Sriracha here with another casted Discovery Cup replay. We've got Game 2 in the round of 13 between Grandpa Bezos, the blue Vanguard player in the bottom right, and Sunburst, the red Vanguard player in the top right. So Lost Hope is an interesting map because you can have spawns like this. It's not always going to be cross-spawn, and it does force a little bit of scouting, and if they're not cross-spawn, that'll definitely dictate how the game is going to go. I think the two scouts are finally going to meet right here. They're going to boop snoots, and yeah, I think now that Gramps knows that it's not in any of the other three corners, by the magic of deductive thinking, he's going to know where Sunburst is. Not that there's a whole lot going on just yet. Neither player's thrown down barracks, but it looks like Gramps is going to pull the trigger on an expansion first. And it looks like Sunburst wanted to as well, but now it's just Bob's hanging out. Wanted to overcharge them first before they started building, much like these four. But over here, Sunburst is making sure that there's 5 off. I wonder if that's because he just wants the faster build time, or maybe to defend, or maybe he just grabbed one extra. Who really knows? Okay, so now they both know that each other went expansion first. And Gramps going to take a little bit of a nibble at the Sunburst's worker line here, but not really commit to it. Getting tar pitted inside of a crowd of Bobs is a bad time. Oh. Is that Bob going to get eaten? Is this just dogs and Bobs? There we go. Finally we're seeing the barracks go down for Sunburst. Nothing go down just yet. Yeah, they had to spend some time to take care of that scout who's harassing them a little bit too much. Microing the scout out of the path of all those Bobs can be a bit tricky, as they do want to tend to stay in that central lane of mining. But yeah, no barracks coming down for Sunburst yet. I'm sorry, it's almost done coming down for Sunburst. Not started yet for Gramps. Throwing down a third. Wow, greedy boy. And then after that, Hab. Not that he needs to worry about it too much just yet, but he's making his first Lancer. Interesting move, knowing that he knows that he doesn't have a scout anymore to look at what's going on in his opponent's base. Lancer's not the quickest unit, but it is pretty beefy, and he's queued up another Lancer behind it. So looks like he's gonna go. He wants a little bit of, wants some HP. Needs him stocky. Needs him husky. To get through. Oh! This is to go for creep camps. Makes sense. Meanwhile, Gramps is going nuts trying to get as many mineral lines saturated as he can. Having that third command post, by the way, being able to produce Bobs faster is also going to help get that eco up and running a lot quicker. Meanwhile, 2 Lancers versus 5 Slimes. Should be an interesting fight. I think the optimal way to take this camp is you actually have to move the Lancer into melee range for some of these camps, just to take it full advantage of the AoE. Oh, and he gets away alive. Yeah, he's gonna need a little spa day at the health camp once it gets taken. I don't know if he should like really pull it completely away though. He still needs that DPS to take care of the rest of the camp. So the scout is gonna finally, new scout is finally gonna pop down and see the opposing Lancer. But is he going to see? Wait, where'd that scout go? There we go. Oh, yeah, but he's too smart. He's gonna micro it out at the. There we go. And now we've got exo production up and running for Gramps. The eco's up and running pretty well and good. Oh, I kind of like how it's like built into the rock. It looks like it's built into the rock, and it's not just. I mean, yeah, it kind of looks like it's clipping into the rock, but it also looks like it's part of the landscape as well. And man, all these like destroyed structures and stuff. I like this style of map. Are these? I can't tell if these footprints are being left behind by the Lancers or not. I think it's just part of the. I think it's just part of the map, but wishful thinking. All right. Yeah, Sunburst is up on 3, mining up on 3 bases now as well. Both opponents have taken their health camps. Interesting that he's going to push forward with... there we go. Dodges all the Shadow Dogs. And a Vulcan. Oh man, Sunburst loves his Vulcans. But where's the Medtech? So the Medtech's going to be coming out anytime soon. Yep, there's the Medtech. Because... interesting. Using the Solar Hab on the Biokinetics Lab and not on the Mech Bay. That was probably done automatically, but hopefully he catches it soon to get that. I believe it's 20% increased production time. Or faster production time, not increased production time. That would make it slower. Meanwhile, all these Exos and the 2 Lancers go past the Muad'Dib. And they might catch. Yeah, they are gonna catch. This army trying to harvest these Shadow Demons. The Vulcans do jump forward. The Vulcan gets shielded. Is he going to get nano swarmed in time? I don't know that the Medtech has the energy for it. Keeps on spending energy healing this. Keeps on spending. He might have deactivated the auto heal. No, he didn't. Keeps spending energy healing these Lancers, and it's not ever going to have enough to heal up the Vulcans. Oof. Couple of promotes go down on the Vulcans to make them even tankier, and he does successfully get the 2 Shadow Demons worth of Luminite, which is nothing to sneeze at. That's, I believe it's 120 Luminite each. Oh no, the Vet 2 Vulcan goes down, but 2 more Vulcans are reinforcing, and man, they are strong. These Exos really want that Vulcan. Doesn't get it. All right, the Vet 2 Vulcan successfully. Well, it could go home, but it's not going to. And yeah, Grandpa Bezos isn't going to reinforce into a position where there's no units to begin with. Probably just going to get his Exo Ball back up and running. But he's seen this before. This is round 13, game 2, that Gramps and Sunburst have had against each other. So he knows how much Sunburst, now that he's seen the Vulcans come out, he knows that he knows that Sunburst likes Vulcan play. So what's he going to? Is he going to do something different this time, or is it going to be Exo Ball all over again? Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Exo Ball with some healing, maybe for the offensive nano swarms, to really do like AOE damage against a mech ball. But offensive nano swarm doesn't do all that much DPS. I don't know that that's the right call necessarily. But we'll see. I think versus Hedgehogs is a little bit nicer because they bunch up so much more because they're smaller. But yeah, I don't think that's like Atlases are just big. Like you can't scrunch up that many Atlases around a single Atlas to take advantage of that AOE. But we'll see what happens here. I don't know where the Medtech. There's the 3 Medtechs. And Sunburst using the dash to mow down trees again. I love that mechanic. I love when players look at the map, see trees, and are like, oh, well, I want to open up this area. And it's not just a map that you have to live in. And, you know, with a few rocks sprinkled around here and there, like you saw on SC2 maps, like there's actually a lot of options for clearing out trees or whatever. That Vet 2 Lancer, is he going to live? No, not going to live. But Sunburst is going to say, give me this Luminite camp. And yeah, goes up 6 camps to 3, to Gramps' 3. Meanwhile, back at home, yeah, it's we do have a hangar bay here, but nothing's being produced from it just yet. Hornets might be a really good response to the Vulcan, because it's common knowledge that gigantic mechs with spinning death guns can't shoot upwards. Pointing them upwards is just out of the question. it's unconscionable to do that. The offensive nanoswarms actually are, I can't tell if that's the nanoswarms doing damage or if it's the units themselves doing damage, but yeah, those nanoswarms are keeping those Atlases, or excuse me, the Vulcans alive. Atlas drop was doing quite a bit of work, but man, that offensive nanoswarm is beefy. Man, taking the, there we go, healing nanoswarm goes down. Might do better to bunch them all up instead of burning so much energy on the. Oh, there goes a shot, and he picks up the Atlas in time. Just gonna keep on harassing these units, not wanting those med techs to get there. The Atlas is gonna dry heave a couple of times and not quite be able to get it out. But yeah, I think the Atlases are all healthy now. Or excuse me, the Vulcans are all healthy now. We've got one Atlas reinforcing. But without an evac. It'll be interesting to see how this comes into play. Getting an Atlas into position and sieged up. There's the evac. Now, there we go. Now we can start doing cheeky little Atlas shenanigans. Atlas versus Atlas. What a time to be alive. Oh, but they're taking hits. And a reinforcing Vulcan and medtech. 2 medtechs get caught out. 3 medtechs. 4 med. Dude, stop rallying! Stop rallying! No, so much lost, and oh, Vinny the Vulcan goes down. Vinny the T3 Vulcan. No shield's gone down, and now that's the majority of his DPS. He's in trouble. Uses a boost to get out of there, but to what end? What do you go back to now? Losing veteran units is really rough. All that experience that was built up taking those camps is just kind of lost now. Like, yeah, you can promote, but you can only promote so many times before you run out of that top bar energy. Meanwhile, Gramps was floating quite a bit of money there for a little bit. He might be teching into... Well, we still only see the one hangar bay and all kinds of barracks. He really wants to be well, what's he... There we go. Exo Lancer Factory. Yeah, I think his production is just going to be really scary. But all those bio balls are going to be really vulnerable to the Atlases as well, because they're just so small that you can get so many shots off with a single Atlas. Like, you can damage so many units at once. You'd be a fool not to. Ooh, there we go. And he sees the Atlas shots come down. Are they just attacking the ground? Yeah, they are. Oh, just to zone out the army to make sure that they never cross that no man's land. It does friendly damage. Ooh, snipes the Atlas. What a catch. That's a shielded Exo. Surviving just about everything. Earl the Exo gets taken out. Vulcan's kind of getting leapfrogged forward here. Oh, evacs, what are you doing? It's alright. An offensive nanoswarm and a healing nanoswarm go down. I think they cancel each other out there. But the Vulcans are too big to go into that light forest. They're just going to keep on derping around each other. And that one Exo baiting out so much friendly fire. Kind of reminiscent of the siege tanks in NC2. Oh! And Gramps has the Atlas upgrade that puts a little fire on the ground, so that way, like, when the shot lands, it continues to do damage if the target stays there. All right, going for the Luminite camp. Oh, meanwhile, oh no! Shenanigans going down at the natural. Or wait, is this? Yeah, that's the natural. And that's the natural. This is the main. And another double hangar bay coming in. That's out, but it's not in use. That's so many Atlases. I don't know. What else does he have loaded in here? A single Exo? Dude, get out. There you go. Okay. And only 2 Vulcans. With so many med techs. Oh, that's a lot of med techs, but I don't know that that's maybe too many med techs for not enough Vulcans. Wow. And Sunburst going for his 5th. But then again, so is Gramps. Gramps, though, is floating 2k, almost 3k Luminite. He's got to spend, spend, spend. He's behind Army a little bit, but with the Army supplies being so high, such they are, like, it's not... I don't know that the number actually matters so much when they're that close. Oh, is he going to see... He's not. He's not. He's going to think that... He guessed that Sunburst took the ninja base, but he didn't. And now... Alright, they're starting to converge. Evacs! Evacs! Hotkeys are important. Alright, but will the Vulcans be able to take out the Atlases before they themselves get taken out? They're pretty strong. We do see some healing nanoswarms going down on them. Meanwhile, oh, we see a flank over here with some Exos and a helicarrier, but they weren't able to quite roll up this side. Meanwhile, oh, the 2 Vulcans did go down. The Exo ball is just coming forward. Oh, does he have enough for... I don't think he's got enough bombers built yet. That looks like a pretty fresh helicarrier. So that now they need to go back and... They need to go back to respecting one another. What an absolute Vulcan respecter. Meanwhile, he's going up north. Is he scouting? Is he going to try and take this vision camp? So we do see 2 helicarriers coming out, which could be devastating against all these Exos. I don't know what else. I guess Gramps has all of his... Yeah, he's got all of his barracks up and running, but what is he... He's got so much money. Oh, he doesn't have Therium. He doesn't have Therium. But he could... Yeah. Yeah, that Therium patch is mined out. This one's going to be mined out soon. Yeah, he's hurting for Therium, but... Even then, build Lancers, build something. Build some kind of like a meat shield just so the rest of your Exos can... get a couple more shots off. Yeah, meanwhile, Sunburst is going to keep scouting around. Not going to see much. Might want to try a back door over here. Oh, he sees the scrapyard and the Bob's mining it. Maybe he thinks there's another base there, but oh, the 2 armies are going to clash over here. Oh, bombing run. Nope, no bombing run. But the Atlases are going to... The Atlas, singular. There's the bombing run. Oh. It just looks so cool. And the Exos are going to be battered and bruised and sent back home. But a reinforcement of Lance is going to show up from the south. And this helicarrier needs to not stand right over the ball of Exos, but that's precisely what it does. Its basic attack doesn't do all that much. Oh man, what was screaming there? That was dramatic. And the 1 Vulcan shoots forward, but there's quite a few veteran Exos here. They can dish out the hurt pretty good. And once again, the army's going to clash. This absolute hamburger hill of a battle is going to take place here, and then they're going to go back to respecting one another and circling each other and fighting over this vision camp. Gramps really needs to build like a scrapyard or something out here if he's hurting that much for Therium. I guess it doesn't really matter so much if he's got this like ultra enriched patch over here that he's steadily mining from, but if that's his okay, he finally did spend a bunch of money. That's just a bunch of bobs, but I think he might be... Yeah, there's the scrapyard going down now. Okay, and the Exo Ball moves forward again, but I think... Yeah, I think we're seeing an Exo... Like, Sunburst is seeing how effective Exo Ball was and how much his Vulcans were just getting picked apart by so many veteran Exos. And he wants to do a little bit of his own. I think that it is going to come down to... Like, there's just so many more barracks on the side of Gramps that he can crank them out faster and reinforce faster. But there's a lot to be said for the helicarrier bombing run. AoE and RTS is strong, being able to hit multiple enemies at once. So are they finally going to clash here? Just going to see the speed camp. Evax, you know better. Oh, beautiful shots. But he's got enough med techs that he should be able to heal it up in a short amount of time. Alice's go down. Oh, they fire right into the front rank. Come on. Great connects. And a lot of these Exos are going to get, I don't know if that was just from the battle, the veterancy, or if it's from getting promoted in short succession. Yeah, we see Gramps is also like almost maxed out on top bar energy. I wonder if they're going to mine the entire map out. Like it's pretty wild that Gramps only has 2 mining bases up and running. Oh, and it's Exos versus Bobs. No, Bobs. Oh, man. But that means that this base is going to be pretty quickly scouted. But these still, unless this is a bug, like there's still Luminite in these rocks, isn't there? Like, oh. Big battle goes down. Oh, the helicarrier, get away from all those Exos! Oh man, it's just an Atlas and a helicarrier and a couple Exos at this point on the side of Sunburst. And there's an offensive nano swarm that went down over one of his evacs. Yeah, he's got to pull back. He's in trouble now. Yeah, and the Therium camp goes back to Gramps. This base is up and running, but he's got more Bobs than he knows what to do with. Oh, the Exos are going to spot it. The Exos are going to see all these unguarded Bobs mining, trying to make a living. No. But what army units? What army units does Sunburst have that he can go send to rescue all of this? This is one of his few last mining bases. Put a Repair-O-Matic in there! Oh! Alright. Yeah, the sentry post with a Repair-O-Matic would have been very helpful. But now he knows. Now he knows that base is up and running. This base is going to be up and running soon. And we see a Vulcan again. We'll see how that works. Turns out it works pretty well. How much experience did he get for that? Well, I guess we'll find out later. But yeah, the big bad Exo, big bad Bio Ball, I should say, is on Sunburst's front door, and he's hurting pretty bad for Luminite. What was a surplus of Luminite for Gramps has turned into a surplus of Therium for Sunburst, who's marching Bobs in front of this artillery, or in front of this infantry line, and now they just have access to all of his production. They can camp on his production. He's fighting a creep camp while the opponent is inside of his base, taking out production, taking out like Atlases that are freshly unpainted from the factory. Mech Bay, excuse me. I don't know that he has enough to wave off this attack. They're just going to camp there while this Atlas is just going to continue shelling the medtechs. Now we have seen miracles work with the Vulcan, but that one gets taken out instantly. Helicarrier got promoted, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The real power behind the helicarrier is the bombing run, not the basic attack, which it has to get in pretty close range to do. But yeah, Sunburst is down to 67 supply. In the words of the great Todd, look at the supply. It's just not going to happen. And Gramps is taking it. Gramps is going to even up the series. 1-1. There's the GG.